Welcome back. It's Monday, so let's run the spectrum of polite conversation. We have politics, baseball, and weather. I'm Mike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. When it comes to his view on Alabama Republicans, former President Donald Trump is either really into them or really not into them. Of course, we all know about former Senator and U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions' rise and fall in Trump's eyes, which may have gotten the ugliest, at least to Alabamians, when Bob Woodward reported that Trump had called Sessions a dumb Southerner. And then the lawmaker with an opposite trajectory from Sessions might be Congressman Mo Brooks. During the 2016 primary season, Brooks called Trump a serial adulterer and said people would regret voting for him. But over the course of the presidency, he came around, eventually backing Trump on questioning the integrity of the 2020 election that he lost to Joe Biden. And he's won over Trump's gratitude, which has come along with lavish praise from the former president and an endorsement in next year's Senate race. But Trump, of course, doesn't really toe any particular line on public discourse. AL.com's Jeremy Gray reports that the former president repeated his endorsement of Brooks for Senate, along the way launching an attack on another Republican candidate, Katie Britt, while adding sideswipes at Alabama's senior Senator Richard Shelby and Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell. Trump released a statement, quote, "I see that the Rhino Senator from Alabama, close friend of Old Crow Mitch McConnell, Richard Shelby, is pushing hard to have his assistant fight the great Mo Brooks for a Senate seat. She is not in any way qualified and is certainly not what our country needs or not what Alabama wants." End quote. He's talking about Katie Britt there when he says assistant. Britt's the former chief of staff for Senator Shelby, and she served as president of the Business Council of Alabama. She fired back, "I don't need anyone else to fight my battles, and as Alabama's next U.S. Senator, I won't be a rubber stamp for anyone." One thing about our state is neither Democrats nor Republicans need each other to have a good fight. There's plenty to scrap about right there in their own parties. Major League Baseball completed the first round of its annual player draft yesterday, and an Alabama high school star was selected by the Los Angeles Dodgers. AL.com's Ben Thomas reports that Maddox Bruns, the state's Mr. Baseball and a left-handed pitcher from UMS Wright, was taken with the 29th pick. His name, Maddox Bruns, was inspired by Hall of Fame pitcher Greg Maddux. But Bruns already has one thing that Maddux didn't, a fastball consistently in the high 90s. This past season, he was 7-0 with a 0.86 ERA, and he threw a perfect game. Now, if you're not into baseball stats, that ERA essentially means that his pitching was responsible for giving up less than a run a game. Bruns is also signed with Mississippi State, so he gets to decide between playing for last year's World Series champion Dodgers or this year's College World Series champion Mississippi State. Well, let's talk a little Alabama weather and what we might have in store for us over the next week. Weather reporter Lee Morgan is here to tell us a little bit more about that summer pattern we're in.
Well, that's encapsulated it perfectly. We're going to be in the summer pattern this week because it is the summertime. Look for higher rain chances probably today and tomorrow, and then we're gonna have rain chances all through the week, but there'll be more of the normal stuff, 50% or so, mainly afternoon and evening storms. Now today in North Alabama, the Storm Prediction Center has a marginal risk for severe weather. That's level 1 out of level 5 levels. Can't say that. And it means isolated severe storms will be possible. So just something to keep an eye out, especially in the afternoon and evening hours. Storms will be possible statewide. And you know how it is in the summer. One or two could always pop up and be severe. But as far as widespread severe weather, the rest of the state isn't looking to see any. So we'll just, have to be dodging those showers and storms. The good thing about it is, even though it'll be muggy, as we know it is, those rain and clouds will help keep temperatures down a little bit. So seasonal temperatures this week, but it'll be muggy. So
I saw a report you did this week on La Nina.
Yes, La Nina.
Was it coming or what?
Well, they think it might. It won't probably develop until the fall, if it does, or through the winter. The main reason we really pay attention to La Nina is because it could affect the hurricane season and make it busier than they're already anticipating it might be. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it and see. The busiest part of the hurricane season we'll get into August and September into October, so there'll be something to watch. They're already forecasting an above average season this year, so hopefully not like last year, which was record breaking, 30 name storms that ran out of names, but we'll just have to wait and see.
So if La Nina gets started, I mean, it could affect this hurricane season.
Yeah, it could. It could, because hurricane season runs through November the 30th. And there is a chance, it's not a given, but there is a chance that La Nina could develop sometime during the fall months. So
okay, well, we'll see. Get your insurance in order and evacuation routes planned out, just like always.
Just like always.
Only takes one storm, I think somebody said.
You've got this down. Yeah. You don't even need me anymore.
Yeah, well, what can I say? Thanks, Lee.
No problem.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll be back here again tomorrow. Until then, stop by and see us whenever you can on the internet at al.com.